The much-anticipated fight between Khamzat Chimaev and Dricus Du Plessis is concluded, and here are the experts' reactions.
What are you feeling right now, my friend?
Like normal fights. Not, I like to be in the cage more than outside, so it was fun. Last minute, get some punches. Be happy.
There is a new UFC middleweight champion. His name, Khamzat Chimaev. One of the most dominant performances that we've ever seen in a UFC title fight ever. He beats Dricus Du Plessis.
I'm not making it up! I'm not making it up! I'm not making this shit up! They avoid combat at all costs! You are a human! Get out of this combat sport! Ah! Chimaev landed a shot that looked like it could have hurt! Chimaev landed a punch that maybe could have caused damage to his opponent. Ah! He did it again! That actually might have hurt Dricus! There might be a chance that Dricus winced at that shot. What are we doing, dude? We can't put this on Paramount. We can't put this on Paramount. Cancel the deal.
Dricus gets on top. Dricus is in mount. Dricus is in mount. Oh my God. No. Dricus has to choke. No. Dude, Dricus, do something, brother. You got 10 seconds left. So Dricus tends to use explosive leg, heels to the floor, sit up, torso kind of get-ups. These require a lot of energy and they create a lot of motion, and it's a big problem. But if I'm Dricus, I'm just hanging out. Yeah, all right. So Khamzat Chimaev is your new champion. Bro, I have so much to say on the post-fight show. I have so much to say about that performance. I have so much to say about that.
Big kick from Dricus. Chimaev shoots in and gets it. It's over, chat. He got the body lock again. He avoided combat again. Back to his position against the cage, holding another man up against the cage and knee in the thigh. Oh no, dude. What's Chimaev? Dude, 5 seconds left. Anything could happen. No, nothing happened because it's a f***ing Chimaev fight.
That dominance was insane by Khamzat. The boogeyman becomes the champion.
Yeah. 50-44 on all three judges' scorecards. It goes the distance. And the best way to describe this fight, in my opinion, was domination. Absolute, total domination. Just listen very quickly to some of these numbers here. Khamzat Chimaev landed 510 strikes, according to ESPN's Fight Center. 510 strikes in this 5-round fight.
Deixa taxar um jogo, já o ela. Essa dúvida que eu do meio da área. Em galera acha que a gente está ali sacado agora. Aí, tá ganhando o tipo ali. Até a rua tem uma canção que é assim. I think of that alone. Hopeless. Yeah, well.
I get like 2 more.
Cheio de arrugo de lá, cego. Vai vir uma amiga ligou uma ali.
Before the fight, the MMA community held a very different view on the matchup, with most expecting either DDP to win by decision or Khamzat to secure a first-round submission finish. Leading up to the fight, Alexander Volkanovski had described the matchup as an incredible brawl and ultimately voiced his prediction in favor of the champion, Dricus Du Plessis.
I am going with the underdog. In the co-main event, I went with the underdog, and and the main event here with Dricus Du Plessis, I'm going with the underdog. $2.60 fight here on Sportsbet. Incredible fight this one's going to be. I'm interested to see. Like, again, the thing is, just so you guys know, when I'm wrong, say if the fight goes completely different to what I say, I love that. Remember, I'm going from what I've seen. If they can completely change it and show me something I haven't seen, or be, you know, show me something that I wasn't expecting, I love that.
Moreover, Gilbert Burns and Renato Moicano had both backed Dricus Du Plessis as the likely winner of the upcoming clash. Burns went further, predicting a late-round TKO victory for Du Plessis, highlighting his durability and skill in wearing opponents down over time.
It's a mix of the worst of Vegas and the worst of Florida. It was so hot, so and so
yeah.
Especially right now, it's summer over there.
How many days did you spend over there? Like a week?
I got there Wednesday night. I left Sunday night, so yeah.
So your son went with you, right?
Pedro went
so
with
they
me,
paid like two business class tickets?
No, one.
The level of disrespect, my brother.
No, next one they paid two because it was too quick.
Ah, okay. So you let your son on the fucking...
No. My son was with me, my brother.
Yeah? Nice. I'm trying to set him up, yes, I'm trying.
My son was with me,
trying,
but before the fight, MMA Guru had stated that he was leaning toward Dricus Du Plessis for the win, mentioning that he had favored DDP for quite a while leading up to the match.
Okay, I'm going with Dricus Du Plessis. I've been leaning towards Dricus Du Plessis for the longest time, and I'm not going to let fight week paranoia and insanity and schizophrenia ruin my pick of Dricus Du Plessis.
However, Lucas Tracy had anticipated a rapid display of speed and skill, predicting Khamzat Chimaev would overwhelm and confuse Dricus Du Plessis, finishing the fight in the blink of an eye. He added that Du Plessis would be left disappointed, unable to bring his best.
To even really put forth a great effort, because it's just going to be a skill thing, a speed thing. It's going to be overwhelming, so confusing, so high level for him that I think it's going to be over in the blink of an eye and he's going to be pissed at himself. That's my vision for the fight. Dricus Du Plessis springs up to his feet after getting submitted, throws his glove on the ground because he's going to be so disappointed in himself, and then he's going to shrug his shoulders like, fuck, dude, I wanted to come in here, I wanted to have a fight. I wanted to actually exert myself a little bit. I'm going with Khamzat first round sub. I think Khamzat takes him down. I think he subs him in the first 2 minutes. First 2 or 3 minutes. That's how Khamzat is likely going to win, right?
Bedtime MMA had also picked Khamzat Chimaev to take the win by decision. He mentioned that while an early finish was possible, he respected Dricus Du Plessis and saw the fight playing out like a tactical battle. Similar to the style between Kamaru Usman and Joaquin Buckley.
I could see an early finish, but I'm going to give DDP his respect. I'm going to say Chimaev by decision. I see this matchup, and I did a whole video about why I'm picking Chimaev by decision and why I don't buy into the cardio narrative. You can check that video out after this, but what it comes down to stylistically, I see this matchup similar to like Kamaru Usman versus Joaquin Buckley, dude. And I'm not comparing them. I'm just kind of making a compare. I'm not saying they're the same. I'm just making a comparison, bro. Okay, totally different, bro. But you know, you've got a big explosive striker with athletic grappling, good defense, good wrestling. Especially against better strikers, like pure strikers, which is what mainly DDP has fought. Like, people love to say Chimaev hasn't fought anyone like DDP.
Ahead of the fight, Din Thomas had predicted that Khamzat Chimaev would likely win early, expecting Dricus Du Plessis to struggle and be finished by the second round.
It never looks like the way I think it's gonna look like. And I hate to be one of the masses, but I'm with everybody else on this. Like, this is over in the first or early second round, because Dricus just gets overwhelmed early, and then he's hurt badly, and then gets finished either late in the first round, somewhere in the first round, or early in the second round. Or Dricus survives all that. He survives it all and turns it around, slowly but surely turns it around, and ends up winning late in the fifth round, or a close decision, because the first rounds were so bad that he had to win the last 3 rounds, something like that. So,
however, he also noted that if Du Plessis survived the start, he could take control and win a close decision. Overall, Thomas had favored Chimaev as the probable victor.
but I'm more leaning towards the first one. I've learned, Laura, I've learned in my days not to trust my instinct that fighters will do the right thing. That's what's always gotten me in trouble. Like, I make picks based on believing that fighters will do the right thing in order to win that fight, and then they go out there and don't do the right thing, and then they end up losing.
So you're picking Khamzat?
As of today, I'm going to pick Khamzat, despite what the world might think, how I feel about Khamzat. They think I hate him.
Leading up to fight night, Arman Tsarukyan had predicted that Khamzat Chimaev would score a first-round knockout after watching his sparring sessions.
It's very good to be on his team, you know, and to help him as much as possible, and to learn something new from him, because he's such a high-level fighter, and his striking is good, wrestling is good, you know. I watch his sparrings, and like, it's a finish in the first round. He does every fight the almost same things, and he's not gonna change anything.
Well, Dricus said, you know, he even challenges. What did he say? $10,000 or I think it was 10 for every time. I don't know if it was 100 or 10.
Just take him down. It's not difficult, but hold him is more difficult. So, but if he's really thinks like he's gonna pay his 10,000, he's not gonna make money from that fight.
On the other hand, Anthony Hernandez has predicted that Dricus Du Plessis would come out on top. He believed Khamzat Chimaev hadn't yet faced a true middleweight, only fighters who had jumped divisions, and suggested that Du Plessis would be the real test Khamzat needed.
Middleweight title on the line between Dricus and Khamzat. How do you see it playing out?
I think Dricus is going to get him, dude. He's a tough son of a bitch, you know what I mean? He doesn't gas out, and then, like I've said with Khamzat, I've never seen him like fight like a legit 185. I mean, Whitaker, yeah, but like besides that, everyone else is like 155ers coming up and so I really want to see him with an actual test, you know what I mean?
If that test was you and you fought Khamzat Chimaev, how would that play out?
I think he gasses. You give me 5 rounds with him, I'll finish anybody, you know what I mean? I don't give a I'm here to fight whoever. I want the belt, so I'm going to fight all these sooner or later, run it. Like, as simple as that.
However, leading up to the fight, Sean O'Malley had noted that doubting Chimaev was difficult, given his consistent performances inside the cage. Despite his strong respect for Du Plessis, O'Malley had added that if Chimaev replicated his performance against Robert Whitaker, he would back him to win.
Khamzat. God, I feel like Khamzat's hard to count out. DDP is too. Obviously, everyone keeps counting him out each fight. He comes out there and does it, but Khamzat just what he did to Whitaker, the way he did it to Whitaker, it's like holy. It's hard to. And then yeah, I'm gonna go with Khamzat on that. I do really like DDP. But Khamzat, and then Jared's one of our AZ guys, trained with him a lot. He trains over at the lab.
Ahead of the fight, Bilal Muhammad had voiced his support for Khamzat Chimaev, predicting and hoping for his victory. He had taken a verbal jab at Dricus Du Plessis, dismissing his abilities, and offered to assist Chimaev during his fight camp if needed.
He's fighting in Chicago, especially if he wins the belt. I think it'll be easier for him to stay down here. I think you're way off, Dean. Cheering for Chimaev. I think he wins. I hope he wins. Dricus, you suck. But yeah, Chimaev.
Before the title clash, Israel Adesanya predicted a finish in the later rounds. He had suggested that if Khamzat Chimaev were to secure the win, it would come early within the first 2 rounds. However, Adesanya viewed champion Dricus Du Plessis as a chaotic force.
I think just late finish, yeah, late finish. Khamzat would, I think Khamzat will, if he wins, it's the first 2 rounds. Or the first round. But Dricus is just chaotic. Chaotic good, chaotic evil. That's literally what this fight might be. Chaotic good versus chaotic evil.
Additionally, Corey Sandhagen had predicted a tough fight but leaned toward Dricus Du Plessis taking over and winning if Khamzat Chimaev failed to finish early.
It's hard to bet against either one of them, honestly, just because they've both been looking really awesome. I think that if Chimaev doesn't finish him early, I think DDP will probably win that one.
What do you think's more likely? Do you think it's an early finish, or do you think DDP will?
No, I don't think so. I think DDP will be a lot bigger and really hard to take down and hold down. And then I know that like grappling in the way that Chimaev does, you don't have like 5 rounds of that in you, or maybe he does, but I don't think that he will. And then I think as the fight goes on, he'll get a little bit tired, and DDP's size and his conditioning is such a factor.
Moreover, Reinier de Ridder, having trained with both fighters, had doubted Khamzat Chimaev's chances of an early finish. He had predicted a tough, closely contested battle going the distance, with Dricus Du Plessis edging out a decision victory.
I'm still leaning towards Dricus because of the experience I have with training with both the guys. I just don't see Khamzat finishing him early. And I see Dricus building in the 3rd, 4th, 5th round. I see him edging it out, but we'll see. Dricus is a guy who doesn't really hold anything back anyway in the first couple of rounds, so that's why I feel like Dricus might be the favorite in my mind. But we'll see. We haven't seen Khamzat as active. We didn't see a lot from him in the Whittaker fight because he took him down, stayed on top, and then finished him pretty quickly. So I'm curious. Maybe he evolved a lot as well. We don't really know where Khamzat is at, because he might have just really upped his game and really evolved as a fighter as well.
Interestingly, Caio Borralho had given a split prediction. He had assigned Dricus Du Plessis a 40% chance, highlighting the champion's size and toughness, and suggested that if Du Plessis made it past the first 2 rounds, the fight would tilt in his favor.
This can be a fight as fast as the fight with Khamzat and Whittaker, like finishing the first round or beginning of the second round, you know. 60% of me say that Khamzat will finish this fight like real fast, but 40% says that Dricus, with his size and height and his weight, he's a big guy for the division. I think he can stop the takedowns or even survive the first 2 rounds, and then the fight gets better for him. So I'm 60-40 on these 2 options.
In the build-up to the fight, Robert Whittaker had predicted that Khamzat Chimaev would relentlessly push the pace from the start, aiming for a ground-and-pound stoppage. He had also stated that if Chimaev failed to finish Dricus Du Plessis early, he didn't see how he could win.
Chimaev is going to get him to the ground. If he doesn't finish him there, I don't think he wins. That's just how I feel. I think if you can't get Dricus out in the first, which Chimaev can do, his first round finishes is his thing, right? But if he doesn't get him out of there, I think Dricus looks good, looks very promising. He's a guy that if you don't get rid of, he kind of wins.
In addition, Rampage Jackson had thrown his support behind Khamzat Chimaev, predicting that Chimaev would claim the middleweight belt. Rampage had expected nothing less than total domination and believed this win would signal the start of a new era in the division. However,
it's hard for me to go against anybody that's training at Jackson. You know, you gotta respect, you know what I'm saying, the camaraderie. But Khamzat, he's always been a beast every time I've seen him fight, so I'm gonna go with Khamzat. I think he's gonna take it.
Which round?
I'm thinking around that, like the 3rd round. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Tito Ortiz had warned that the showdown would be a rude awakening for Dricus Du Plessis, exposing a wrestling gap that couldn't match Khamzat Chimaev's relentless grappling. Ortiz had been so confident that he was banking on a decisive finish in the 4th round.
People are gonna see how vicious Chimaev truly is. I respect the guy. He's a monster. Du Plessis, the champ, I think he's in him for a rude awakening because he's gonna realize that his wrestling is not as good as Chimaev's truly is. And it was heartbreaking for me in that middleweight division because when Bo Nichols got picked apart his last fight, I was like, man, why didn't you wrestle? You're one of the best guys in the world in wrestling. Use your wrestling. And that's what all the Russians do. They use their wrestling to set up punches. They use their punches to set up the wrestling. And then they take people down and they choke them because they're really good at it. I think Chimaev, I would give it maybe 4 rounds, 3 to 4 rounds.
Additionally, Mike Perry stated that if Dricus Du Plessis could replicate his performance against Sean Strickland, his chances against Khamzat Chimaev would significantly improve.
Sean Strickland too looked like the Hulk. He was huge. If he does that again against Khamzat, I know Khamzat's been incredible. I think DDP is just this awkward boulder. He's just a iron boulder. Like he's just rolling downhill, dude.
In the lead up to the fight, Darren Till, who had trained with both fighters, predicted that Khamzat Chimaev would overwhelm Dricus Du Plessis within the first 2 rounds. Till also recognized that Chimaev understood the challenge ahead and believed his intense training would be crucial to securing the win.
If I went back to the UFC now, as the middleweight I could be, I'd fucking tear that Dricus' head off. Tell Dricus I said, by the way, the little gobshite, because I can't stand his guts, because he's so good.
You think he beats Khamzat, your boy?
No, look, I'm with respect, I'm never going to look past Dricus because he trains hard, he's super dedicated, he's super strong, and he's got that awkward style that doesn't make any sense. I think Khamzat will beat him inside the 2 rounds, I really do believe that. But look, Khamzat knows, I was speaking to Khamzat on the FaceTime the other day because I'm meant to be going out to Dubai to help with the camp. Khamzat knows it's a tough fight, but, you know, Khamzat trains like a beast. I do think Khamzat gets it in 2 rounds done.
Ahead of the matchup, Drucker Close had expressed confidence in Dricus Du Plessis, predicting that if the fight lasted beyond 2 rounds, Du Plessis would come out on top. He also revealed that if he were betting, Du Plessis would be his pick.
I think if it goes over 2 rounds, I got DDP, but
if someone's giving you 10K, what are you doing with it?
Fuck, I'm gonna go DDP.
I think DDP too, dude.
He's awkward, just when you're not, like, when people are used to, I think, like, even like pros and when we spar amateurs do shit completely different. And you get hit with shit like, hey, you're not supposed to go that way, and shit happens. And I kind of see that's how DDP is. It's like he's still kind of green, but
he brings people to his level.
To his level, yeah. Like, oh, shit, this is awkward, and then like you're already a step behind.
Leading up to the bout, Mateusz Gamrot had predicted a fascinating matchup, tipping Khamzat Chimaev to edge out Dricus Du Plessis. While respecting Du Plessis, Gamrot believed Chimaev's wrestling and strength might be enough to secure a stoppage.
Oh, this is interesting matchup. Chimaev is really high-level wrestler and he is strong. I like Dricus. He meet a couple times. It's hard to prediction, but I don't think so that Dricus will stop wrestling Chimaev, and I think maybe Chimaev will beat this guy.
Moreover, Marcus McGee had predicted Khamzat Chimaev to come out on top, emphasizing his aggressive and efficient style that makes him a formidable opponent.
If someone gave you $10,000 to bet right now, Dricus versus Khamzat, who you got?
Man, if I had to put money on it, I had to put money on Khamzat. How could you not? You know, he's just efficient and he's a vicious fighter, but that doesn't say enough about the story.
In addition, Curtis Blades before the fight had predicted Khamzat Chimaev to come out on top, emphasizing that he's more than just a wrestler. Citing Chimaev's performance against Gilbert Burns, Blades highlighted his striking power combined with elite wrestling, believing this complete skill set would secure a win over Dricus Du Plessis.
I don't know if this is a hot take. I'm gonna go with Khamzat. I think he's showed in that Burns fight, he ain't just a wrestler. He can stand in the fire and delivers some heavy hands. And I think you blend that with the wrestling, just like Oliveira, he can do a little bit of open. I think that opens up either the wrestling or the striking. I think he's able to beat Dricus.
However, Marvin Vittori had predicted that Dricus Du Plessis would come out on top, doubting that Khamzat Chimaev would be able to finish him in any round. He believed Du Plessis would gradually take control and claim victory.
I think Dricus do it, you know. But I mean, you know, Khamzat has been showing great stuff, and I just don't think that he'll be able to take him out in the first round or second, and 5 rounds eventually will favor Du Plessis.
Before the fight, Arnold Allen stated that he doesn't see Khamzat doing anything different against Dricus because he doesn't know how. He explained that in all of Khamzat's fights that have gone the distance, he has still fought the same way.
The jaw injury is, regardless of nothing, it doesn't mean anything. So, Khamzat saying he ain't doing anything different, he's coming out guns blazing and going to try and take Dricus out. I don't see him doing anything different because he doesn't know how to do anything different. In all the fights that he's had that have gone the distance that I've seen, Gilbert Burns and Usman. Did he lose round 3 against Gilbert Burns? Yeah, like he fought the same way. He came out guns blazing, did everything you would expect. He came out swinging, brawling, you know, throwing everything at it. Not brawling, more wrestling. He came out wrestling.
Mark Hume, teammate and sparring partner of Dricus Du Plessis, had expressed full confidence in DDP's momentum ahead of the fight. He predicted that Du Plessis was on a roll and ready to silence the doubters once again. Hume cautioned against underestimating the South African, highlighting that Du Plessis remained undefeated in the UFC and had consistently defied the odds as the underdog in every major bout.
Let me tell you, that man is on a roll, bro. When he says you're going to be surprised, I believe you're going to be surprised. To that, I would say be careful what you think, in the sense of, I mean, Dricus has not lost in the UFC once, right? He's not lost once. Every single time he's been the underdog. You know how much money people have made on Dricus Du Plessis. So, I mean, if people want to be stupid and put their money on a Chechnyan war, then do it. I'm gonna laugh at you afterwards.
Moreover, Brendan Allen had offered a straightforward prediction, suggesting that Khamzat Chimaev might struggle against the relentless pressure Dricus Du Plessis brings. He described Du Plessis as a unique challenge, unlike any Khamzat had faced before. What did you think of the fight?
I think anything under 2 rounds is Chimaev. I think anything over is Dricus. I think it's gonna be hard for Chimaev to get him out of there like he has other guys. I think in deep waters, Dricus is going to be something Chimaev's never had before. You know, that guy, say what you want about him. I'm not a fan of him, but I will give him his props. I'll give him his flowers where he deserves, and that dude can make it a fight, and he can dig deeper probably than anyone. He's very good at digging deep, and that's respectable by itself.
And what were your predictions? Who was your favorite fighter? Would love to hear your opinions, so share your thoughts in the comments below and subscribe if you want to see more content like this.